Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa salihin, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abdu rasuluh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode of Real Problems, Real Solutions. And we try to have special episodes where we deal with special issues. Usually I do the video separately, but sometimes I call in brothers from around the world who have an amazing project, and we discuss what are some of the problems that our ummah is facing. Without a doubt, in the 21st century, one of the issues that we're faced with is currency, money. And money is important. The Prophet ﷺ said, the hand that gives is better than the hand that receives. And there are many hadith and many examples in which we see the Sahaba having trade and dealing with gold, silver, the dirham, the dinar, and so on. Now, looking at the current state of our economic system, there's just so much confusion out there, so much instability, so much insecurity. People don't know what to do. What should a Muslim do in these kind of turbulent times? Today, I am joined by my dear respected brother, Khaleel, who is joining me from the UAE today to discuss this and to tell us about his amazing project, Sunnah currency, that he's doing. May Allah bless him. I've had the chance of receiving one of their tokens. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Brother Khaleel.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you?
Gabriel, it's a great privilege to finally be able to do this. I think we've been planning this now for 2 months, and I think it's the nature of my procrastination that we're finally able to do this. First of all, for your listeners and your followers, especially the menfolk who are listening, I was driving from the mall, and I was thinking like what would be an introduction. So I think the first part is definitely thanking you for having us on the channel. We're big fans. I like the alpha male approach. I like the content that you post. I like how open you talk about problems like pornography and psychology, inferiority complexes. It's very refreshing. It's motivational, and you've already got a big fan here. No, we're already big followers.
MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. Jazakallah khair. Actually, I'm the one who delayed and was not able to do things as we're supposed to. I think do it at the end of Ramadan or in Ramadan or before that. Anyway, alhamdulillah, we're here today. And Brother Khalid, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and let's get into this amazing project. Now, I received your token. I was super impressed. And this is, I think, one of the real problems in our ummah, that there's not enough people that educate about it. Yeah, we'll hear hadith here and there. We'll hear khutbah here and there about mostly linked to other topics and other subjects. But no one is really focusing on how to help Muslims to strengthen their finances, their investments, to protect their investments in a very volatile economic system. So please enlighten us tonight, inshallah, on this.
Yes, so my name is Khaleel, one of the founders here at sunnahcurrency.com. We have a mixed team, so 2 of the founders in the UK, and they operate from there. Myself, I operate here from the UAE. We've been running for just over a year. I play the role as CTO, so I'm in charge of all the technology and the blockchain and the servers, the network, all the infrastructure that powers Sunnah currency, all the graphic design, everything that you see, which I'll talk more into, and how we operate. So that's where I'm at. I have 19 years experience in digital e-commerce, product development, mobile app development, web design. I've been involved with the project from the start. Two of my close friends, we came up with the idea together, and we all play key roles in SC.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. That is beautiful. So tell us a little bit about, a lot of Muslims don't understand, what's the dirham? What is the dinar? What's the importance of gold and silver? Is it just for jewelry, or is there something deeper about that in the Sunnah that a lot of Muslims might not be aware of? Let's start with that, the history.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start with after the demise of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You had Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu and Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu, and at that time there was a lot of turmoil, especially during the Khilafat of Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. The Sahaba, they were trading with barley, They were trading with a barter system. Everybody had gold and everybody had silver. And people had different purities of gold and silver, different weights, different denominations, different sizes. There was no uniform. There was no consistency. I mean, I want to be careful here. Na'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, he did many great things in his life. And if I personally could say two particular good things, I would say first of all, he established the format and the order of the Quran, yeah, the compilation of the Quran with Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And the second thing is he created the Islamic financial system. He unified it. He created the weights and the denominations of the gold and the silver. So dinar is a very good question. Dinar, let's say for listeners, dinar is gold and dirham is silver. Gold is dinar and dirham is and sorry, silver is dirham. So he radiallahu anhu made and decided all the formats, all the weights, and he uniformed the Islamic financial model and the Islamic financial system. Then came the striking of the coins and the minting of the coins, which was done by Uthman radiallahu anhu. And then the Roman Empire used it, the Western Empire used it, and dirham and dinar has been used throughout the century. Even in Dubai now, we use the dirham. It's mentioned 10 dirham. I've got a couple of notes here, which is all dirham. But the real money, the real monetary value is the gold dinar and the silver dirham. And this was done by the Sahaba radiallahu anhu at that time. And it was replicated across the whole Muslim world. So there's so much to say about the this forgotten aspect, because uh, we talk about all aspects of Sharia, but talking about there's an Islamic financial model which works, exists, and the non-believers used it across the Muslim world, which is the gold dirham and the the gold dinar and the silver dirham.
So you're saying that the non-Muslims adapted the system and used it.
The Romans, yeah, of course. It was the most pinnacle and the most stable currency the world has ever seen, and it will return to that. If you look at cryptocurrency, a thought that came in mind, right? So, cryptocurrency, and some of us, including myself, we invest in many different portfolios, yeah,
Yes,
including I personally invest in cryptocurrency.
myself as well.
The the power of the blockchain is iterated by electricity,
Hmm.
right? At its very core, it's
Correct.
electricity.
Yes.
That network goes down. Imam Mehdi comes back. Just the thought came when electricity is over. What are you going to trade in?
Right.
What are you going to trade in?
Exactly.
Metaverse is just going to switch off. Your headsets are going to come off. You get sugar.
Reality is gonna hit you back in the face, yeah?
Yeah, indeed. So it's ajib. It's ajib that a lot of people have forgotten it. So the idea of Sunnah currency is, first of all, it's a knowledge for branding purposes and for marketing purposes. We are giving out, we're re-educating the customer and building up a loyalty about the financial system, including learning things on the way. And of course, minting, designing from hand to scratch, and creating the coins and selling them.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. That is beautiful, and I love the education aspect because as we started, that's one of the things that if we look at our current financial status quo as Muslims in the Ummah, we have, of course, many shining examples of very successful Muslim brothers and sisters, specifically in different Arab countries in the Gulf. It can be generational wealth, it can be called many different things. But there are, alhamdulillah, the Ummah has people are successful. But when you look at the awam or the general people, we find that the Muslims are somehow in this dilemma of, can I be a good Muslim and wealthy at the same time? Can I be a businessman, invest, and so on? This is a huge contradiction amongst many Muslims. And I believe it has to deal with the lack of education and the lack of understanding that the financial system, Islamic financial system, is at the core of the Sunnah, because you guys call it Sunnah currency. It is actually at the core of the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. I mean, I know it's, again, we have to be careful with the way we word things, but imagine Abu Bakr and Uthman radiallahu anhuma not being there next to the Prophet ﷺ. You know what I mean? their financial contribution towards the da'wah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, how were they able to do that? Because they were educated in the financial system. They were traders. They were people who understood how to do it. We know Abu Bakr and Omar competing in finances and who's going to give more for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the awam or the lay Muslim today is not able to comprehend and to understand that finances are a huge part of Islam. It's not about it being in the heart, but it's more about it being in your hand, in your pocket, and being able to drive a system. And when we look at the financial system, it was always somehow linked to the da'wah of the Prophet ﷺ. It was not just, okay, just to spend and to buy and to receive, but it was somehow linked to Islam itself, subhanAllah, and it's very important. So definitely education is a huge thing that you
Yeah,
guys are.
absolutely. I like how you put that, because for me, there's two ways I'd look at that. Yeah, uh, I'd look at the layman's and say, like, if I show you one of our coins,
MashaAllah.
which this is the one dinar, right?
That's cool.
It's worth about 2,500 or 300 pounds. This is gold. Yeah, all our coins are 24K point, and the Islamic is just pure 24K,
Sure.
0.559 including silver. So this weighs, there's a value to it in my hand. For the
Right.
layman's, it's money. Yeah, and money, what a lot of customers say about the financial system is that we're human social beings, and we like money, we enjoy money, we like nice cars, um, we like nice things, we like to look well, dress well. And this is one of the beauties of Islam, is the Sunnah. We enjoy investing in ourselves, looking after our health, whether it's exercise, beautifying ourselves, and money does play a big part of that. It's fact. You can invest in halal things. You can grow your wealth. There's nothing wrong with that. Unfortunately, there's a stigma attached with finance, and that's what one of the things that we're doing. So for the layman's, it's money, and you're buying and trading. And I'll talk you through our certification process, which we've just managed to get as well. And then for the more serious customer who's interested in investing in gold and silver as a commodity, um, gosh, there's just so many things to go in that. We've got the IMC, who's recently certified us. This is the Islamic Monetary Council, who are uh, so Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anh, he gold and silver right now, the price of that in fiat, it comes from the World Gold Council, the IMF, and wars and the political climate and all the markets and fintech. All this has a major contribution, whether it's the transaction of the binary data, whether it's a transaction of a server, whether it's a stock price that's being displayed, fintech, um, World Gold Council, IMF, all these play a part in the pricing of gold and silver. Whereas we as Muslims, we don't have our own pricing system. And Umar Khattab radiallahu anhu stipulated the value of the dinar. I'm telling you this is going to cost $500, when in fact it's the value in fiat is a lot more. The value in fiat is astronomical. Um, the Sahaba, Abdurrahman ibn Auf, the richest Sahaba, yeah, everybody
Right.
loves talking about the story. Right?
The
If he
handsome
was
and rich
alive
one.
today, he would surpass Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett out of the window. If we're talking about wealth, his wealth was, there was one of the recent scholars, he did a mathematical equation with gold and the fiat value and how much he had. It would surpass in the trillions.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. And he was taking care of his dress and very handsome and mashallah. It was an
Yeah, he
exemplary.
was generous. He was
Mas-
generous. SC
Very
is
generous.
about wealth preservation of the ummah. So we want our customers to, you know, we want them to earn uh, and be able to sell or buy and sell. If it's something they wish to keep and wait for, maybe the Messiah to return, and they're going to have all their coins ready for that, Allahu alim. But now we've recently got certified,
MashaAllah.
where you can sell and get your coins certified.
MashaAllah. So why is that important? Who certified you? And just to explain to our viewers, and how does that benefit them?
So through the IMC, they've just recently certified us. If I was to go to, if I buy Sunnah currency, all Sunnah currency coins now on our new packaging, they come with a hologram QR code which is tied in with the IMC blockchain. This is a unique number. It's called a Tayyib ID.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do, you can scan the QR code of your Sunnah currency or go to the IMC website and you'll enter your certificate number here and you'll be able to download your certificate. You'll see the certificate valid. So this is an example of silver. It shows you
MashaAllah.
when it was made. It shows you the Tayyib identification. Um, so you can go to any marketplace in the world and trade this. And you can also download a PDF, which will give you the blockchain unique digital certificate, which is signed by the IMC.
Amazing.
Certified, it's human tested.
Uh-huh.
It's not only human tested; it's on the IMC's blockchain, and this is a massive milestone for us because now we're certified, and you can buy and sell gold just like the other major brand and refinery companies in the world, which I won't name on the call.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. That is, MashaAllah,
I mean,
an amazing achievement. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Would you
I mean,
mind explaining to our viewers, you use the word fiat. What's the difference between, for example, Sunnah currency and fiat currency?
so can we do three? There's fiat is the financial model which is used now by the Western world. So previously, in just at the start of the 1900s, US president comes and says no more gold is not going to be used as legal tender. Yeah.
Right.
So what they started to do, they started to create IOUs. In layman's, fiat is the paper money you see today. Your I didn't even ask where are you filming from today.
What?
Where are you filming from today?
From
Where are
Turkey.
you? Oh, Masha, you're in Turkey.
Mm.
It's the lira, yeah.
The lira, yes, Turkish lira.
Inshallah, I'll come back to a C as well. So the lira, 5 lira, 10 lira is paper, yeah, and that's backed by their refineries of their gold and their commodities, and the pound coin and the other the pesos that you see in trading. That's fiat. It's the money that we see and exchange on a daily basis. Sunnah currency is gold and it's also silver coins. We've also launched a range of bars for more serious investors, which are the gram bars. This is a 10-gram bar, which just recently
MashaAllah.
came out.
Excellent.
Show you this. So you've got fiat, which is your paper money, gold and silver, which is the real money, and you also have cryptocurrency, which is a digital attributed value, which is either on Bitcoin, which is mathematically generated, and all the cost of the electricity and everything that goes into generating and mathematically calculating that stipulates the value of uh, that asset.
MashaAllah. What I like about your product that it's also aesthetically appealing. It looks very nice. I mean, I've dealt with gold before, and MashaAllah, this one looks beautiful. It's really nice. May Allah, yani,
So the
you guys have
design,
done ihsan in this, MashaAllah.
I mean, Alia, she's based in Saudi Arabia. She hand designs the coins. She
MashaAllah.
hand designs them, and after she's done the calligraphy, after a lot of revision changes, she will digitalize it, and then we will manufacture and create a solid mold. And then this coin is 50-ton pressed, melted. We smelt all the gold, and then when we press it down through that process.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. It's beautiful. I don't know if this is classified information, but where does your gold and silver come from? Like the actual raw material?
The gold bars come from the UAE exchanges, and the gold coins are for a mixture of destinations and supplies that we use for that. We are looking, and our roadmap is so the roadmap is interesting. We've got more designs coming out, whether you're a Hafiz of Quran, you're an alim, the mahir that we offer, the dowry that we offer at the moment, but mainly gift coins and investment coins. What we're trying to do is build up our own purchasing unit in the UK where we'll smelter, mold, and create our own gold uh, using our own refinery.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. That is beautiful. May Allah bless. So we're getting a bit of the history of your organization, the projects that you're doing. MashaAllah, you're educating people. You're also helping Muslims to understand the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. You're helping Muslims to maybe reclaim this financial importance in our deen and their financial responsibility. And would you say they're also helping Muslims to invest and helping them to build their own portfolio, whether it be a gold or silver? Are you?
Look here, the our new Boolean packaging. Can you see the screen?
Yeah,
This is coming out within a few weeks, so I thought I'd give the customers a sneak preview. You'll have your unique blockchain hologram QR code, which cannot be replicated. You'll have your gold bar here, and this is what we call in the industry blister packs. So the gold and the silver will be placed like this inside of these beautiful blister packs, because with investors, they like to buy their gold and silver, whether it's through, I'll show you a couple of different products here as well. Can you see my camera as well?
yeah,
So these are the other brands that we're doing it. So now these, what's unique about the other brands is that there's no other major certification program that's doing at the level that we're doing. So your Sunnah currency is certified on the blockchain, IMC, certified by the Muslim Assayers Council. It's certified as a PDF certificate, and it's certified by a hologram QR code. So anywhere in the world you can go and you can sell your SC coins, or you can keep them as assessment. And the fact that we're having roadmap for HIFs, or there was a new coin that one of the brothers is looking at designing and making for Aqiqah, some child is born, things like that. So we are looking at this. We just launched today the Hasanat program, our loyalty program, where you can pay monthly and buy coins monthly, and you can build up to this, especially if you've got children. I'm going to be personally using it and buying and just setting up an automated payment. So my kids, they're building up their SC, slowly buying small gold or silver per month.
mashallah. And what's the? How do you guys deliver this? A lot of people might be saying that's nice, mashallah, but is your delivery process safe? How does it work?
We use a service called Securus, and it was very difficult to get, but it's all secure. All our shipment is insured and secure. It's a famous company in France called Securus, and we've got a partnership with them. Everything is tracked, everything is insured. All your gold and silver for yourself and us is shipped all over the world, apart from Israel.
Okay, that's good to know. Question now. Could you explain? You use the term blockchain. A lot of people do not understand what's blockchain and why is it important. Uh, can you just explain to our viewers?
Yeah, good question. At the moment, data, let's say databases, are stored in a location on your computer. This video that you're recording is stored on your computer. Whereas a blockchain, this video would be stored on your computer, on my computer, and anyone who has access to this blockchain network. So there's a ledger. Every single so on the IMC, actually, on the website, I'll show you the IMC price here for gold and silver. Every single transaction, every single time gold is calculated, the IMC records the price of gold and stipulates what the price of gold and silver should be Islamically. So why should we follow the Western world? Why should we follow the IMF, the World Council? And they've made a transparent financial model. That, a lot of customers ask us that question: why is your gold and silver at that price? And this is the mathematical reason and the Islamic reason, the reason behind it, the technology, the board, and how that pricing is stipulated. That, going to your point, is on the blockchain. All that information, every single transaction, every single storage, every single time a new price is published, is on the blockchain. It's shared across a network. Everybody has access to that. It's completely transparent. So every single time somebody, the Muslim Messiah, when he looks at the coin, he tests it and certifies it. He registers that transaction on the blockchain. It becomes a unique ID. Nobody is able to copy and paste that. Nobody is able to edit that or make any adjustments to that, because we all have a copy of that book. We all have a copy of this ledger. We all have a copy of your video, going back to the first point. We all have a copy of it. It cannot be deleted because it's already uploaded and applied in the blockchain.
MashaAllah. So it's a measure of safety, of transparency. It basically protects you and it saves the information. So you don't, if you lose, your computer, your phone, whatever, it breaks down, the information is stored. Your assets are protected.
Absolutely. And a lot of people, especially our customers who ask us about Bitcoin and halal and is cryptocurrency, and not going into that, people also ask us, why did you go with IMC blockchain? And the technology itself is completely halal tayyib. It's like using a CDN. This video streamed on YouTube. If somebody's watching it in Turkey, they're going to hit the Turkey content delivery network.
Right.
They're going to be downloading that video from Turkey. They're going to be downloading this video from the UAE. Going to be downloading the video from the UK. It's a shared network for better speed, better performance. And the blockchain is just an open ledger book which everybody has access to. And that's why it's so much secure, so much better. The PDF files and the IMC just record it on a database as well, but for backup, we that's the reason why we went with the IMC security.
MashaAllah. Excellent. Excellent. So let's get back into now some practical things. I'm not sure if you have other stuff to add to the history and to your project, but what I would be interested in personally is how does a Muslim invest? Why is it beneficial? Do you guys offer guidance in terms of the investment? Is there trading? Should people buy, sell? Is there such a thing? Or is it just to buy and store? As you said, for when the Mahdi comes, like, what do you guys recommend? What do you guys offer?
I think there's a couple of things, and we structure the question. First of all, I personally, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a scholar as well. So, what I would say, uh, having the followers that in mind, I personally buy gold and silver to store it. I like the idea of holding physical gold and silver. I like the idea of the asset in my hand. When I look at it, it feels like wealth. I'll hold it. What all our customers who bought last year are all in profit, alhamdulillah, because the price of the market, and right now it's the best time to buy because the market is low for gold. Inflation is everywhere. If you want to sell, then I recommend customers, if they need to sell the gold for whatever reason, they're investing in a house, so that's just down to personal choice. With now SC, the fact that we've got IMC certification, you can buy, you can sell. If you want to keep it for the Mehdi or for whatever personal reason, it comes down to the customer's choice. The beauty about gold, and this is really interesting, yeah, you buy this coin at let's say £325, yeah. Now, or let's say you buy this at 10 Turkish lira or $10. That $10 might get you a McDonald's meal. It might get you some shopping for the week at this environment, at this time and place. A couple of months after, with inflation, prices going up or prices going down, the value of this $10 of this coin goes up, because in a couple of months time this coin might have been valued at $10, but it's still valued at that initial price. But what you can get for it, depending on the inflation, could be a lot more, or it could be increased by a numberfold because of the inflation of the value. Gold and silver, you can never go wrong in investing in gold, never.
That's great information, alhamdulillah. Anything that you would like to show us or add? I mean, I'm definitely it's something that's been on my mind for some time when it comes to investments. I think the Muslims um, to get out of the system. People are kind of used to, okay, I'm working 9 to 5 and getting my salary. I'm just making it from paycheck to paycheck. They don't structure themselves. They never think of investment. They think it's too difficult. Mostly people think of investments as, okay, buying a house and selling it or whatnot. It's big things, right? But as you said, when you have something very small in your hand, something that's very tangible, something you can see the value, you can understand that the world is linked to this system. I think that can encourage people to invest in this. So definitely, personally, I would be very interested in buying gold and silver, inshallah, and I'll definitely contact you about that, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And what can our clients and our viewers do if they want to buy from you? What's the process? If you can run us through that, inshallah.
First of all, you will be having a code on your channel, so the viewers can immediately get a discount, and click the link in the description, so they'll be able to get a discount. I'll ask that because I wish I could answer that question when I was a lot younger. I won't share my age now, but
MashaAllah.
if I could go back as a student, and I'm spending $200 or $100, or I'm just using dollars and pounds because I'm guessing
Right.
is the most common fiat currency, or £100, £200. I personally, I'm probably sounding like I'm blowing my own horn. I would buy gold and silver. Of course, I'd get cryptocurrency as well, but any type of investment that you make, brothers and sisters, whether it's small, Allah will put barakah in it. You have the good niyyah, you're maybe investing for your child for a long term, you're going to make profit with gold and silver anyway, because even if it is $10 in a month's time, $10, it makes a massive difference of what that value is actually worth. So invest if it's small. Some of our products are small price, some of them are large price. Just start investing, start saving up. You never know when a rainy day comes. If you need to sell at that time, you can sell with confidence with the IMC because it's secured and backed. It makes absolute sense to sell. But I mean, when I was, we used to spend so much money on going out with our friends, burgers, chips, and if I'd spent and saved and invested earlier, I definitely would have bought gold and silver at the time.
Would you say you mentioned a few times now in this interview cryptocurrency? And I don't want to get into that. I know it's another topic, but what would you advise people? Gold and silver or crypto?
I was waiting for all the juicy stuff because your channel is usually so juicy. Some of your recent videos, I remember one this size, but I had to lower the volume, scratch my nose, and looking around. What's this so much? I was waiting for all the juicy questions. I think this is the best part. So no, like I said before, we especially SC, look, brothers and sisters, I see the ummah. What I try to do now, especially if I'm around Muslims or non-Muslims, I always try to think positive. If there's non-Muslim in this room, I'll make dua, oh Allah, open up their hearts, give them hidayat. Same with brothers and sisters. If I'm having an argument with a Muslim brother or sister, and I complain a lot about many things, I do always try to think about positive feedback and iterating something positive. So cryptocurrency, the market right now is low, and when things are low, it's a good time to buy. I personally think the market will go a little bit lower in crypto. Um, the For gold and silver, absolutely diversify your portfolio. If you're going to buy some crypto, buy a little bit crypto. If you're going to buy gold and silver, buy a little bit gold and silver. Property is really high at the moment, but yeah, invest smartly, brothers and sisters. When you think investment now, especially with SE, you can buy and sell. If you want to hold, but invest in halal, invest in something halal. It's the climates are changing. So metaverse, one of my friends here in Dubai, I've not used the Oculus yet. I've personally, despite being in tech, um, he was explaining about it, and he said they've done a couple of smart things with the metaverse, right? One, have you used the Oculus yet?
I have not, but I'm not so impressed with this metaverse so far. I've looked at some of the news and some of the things that are happening on the metaverse. It already seems that we're having problems in this so-called
Yeah,
metaverse.
of course, that's going to happen. People think metaverse is VR. It's not. There's many things. There's Web3, there's ID, there's digital currency. But just on the VR, you put it on, and in the room now, if I had it on, it will automatically create trajectories. So this laptop is safe, the camera is safe, and so when you're moving around, it'll warn you, so you're not going to knock anything over. So they've thought of that. Number two, he said that you've got an emergency feature where you tap and you can come back to reality. But what they've done is when you tap and you come back to reality, it's still on your head, and they've got a camera which shows the room.
Hmm.
So often at times he's coming out of a meeting and he'll tap and he's making coffee and it's still on his head, and he's actually forgotten that it's still on his head. The person behind it, uh, I won't name her, but she's famous for her technology in eye optics and sound and holograms, and it's immersive. It's like when you're watching a movie, or I've done some experiments with my child. He'll watch something and he's hooked.
Right.
It's incredible the speed that they're going at. His daughter can't put it on and jump out of a plane. It's so immersive. I don't know
Okay.
how we got to
Yeah, sure.
metaverse, but it's just something. For me, I think for me now in this, I've heard big tech, I've heard big data, I've heard tech for 19 years. But what I've seen, especially here in the Middle East and in the Western world, tech is actually happening. AI is happening, robotics is
Yes.
happening, and they're pushing very, 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 very fast. And there's mixed agendas. So that's
Don't
why I
you think
really recommend.
we're gonna lose our humanity by getting him deeply involved in these things, like where you won't be able to tell the difference between reality and metaverse and so on? I mean, this is we're talking here about the beginning. This is just the beginning, and we're already so advanced. What's gonna happen in 10, 15 years? I don't know. I'm very apprehensive about technology these days. I love technology. We've been using it in very great ways, alhamdulillah, to proclaim the message of Allah and so on. But I think there's certain things that just need to be limited. And I hope, I pray that the regulating bodies, the governments, and so on, that they're very careful with this, because
That's what you say, yeah. So so Mufti Mullah Faisal Manju, who's from, I think he's from South Africa. He's definitely firing from South Africa. Great scholar, technically sound. He had a talk in the UK, which I was fortunate to attend, and they were talking about crypto and blockchain. And when I was listening in the masjid, I was like a bit, how tech are these guys, right? And he took me to the cleaners in terms of tech. When I spoke with him afterwards, I've never had that connection with a scholar in terms of technology. He
mashallah.
invited me to join a board, and they're forming a board and a fatwa department in the next 6 months to tackle metaverse. People are coming up to him with questions and saying, "Can we do umrah with the headset? Can we do nikah with the headset? Where do the?" And he says now the scholars, the tech is not there, so they want to bring in Islamic fintech developers, tech experts, and discuss these things. People are talking about this, like, can I do umrah? Can I sit? I can sit here, talk, put some imama on, look nice, but I'm really sat here cross-legged watching Netflix, and I'm sat with a sheikh doing tajweed classes. You know, there's an
Subhanallah.
11. My friend, my one of my colleagues, he's got an 11-year-old son and daughter. They trade now in metaverse, and they're making money. They're 11.
Hmm.
That was, and the Islamic aspect, virtual imams, na'udhu billah. Um, there's no, the Western government, they've got their own agenda and own privacy, and I trust some of them. But when it comes to Islamic aspects and LGBT and identity and what you can do over there in this virtual reality, where's the Muslim bodies that are coming together and discussing and driving governance around that?
That's a very important question. I think it's um, very crucial for people to explore this and to understand why. I always tell people say we shouldn't be involved in this. I say, I agree in certain things we shouldn't be involved, but the reality is that people aren't there. This is the reality. People will be there. It is part of technology. It's kind of like, okay, credit cards came out first. Everyone was saying, was this permissible? It's not. Who's questioning credit cards now? There's a very, very small minority. Same with crypto. A lot of people are on the fence about it, even within the Muslim communities. Give it 10 years when regulations will be passed, and the curve's already up. Most people are gonna come late into it. No one's gonna be questioning what's halal and what's haram about it, amongst the scholars. Now, of course, halal is halal and haram is haram. The Prophet ﷺ said that al halalu bayn wal haramu bayn is very clear. But these things need to be explored, and scholars need to be involved into it. Just because the Muslim, the lay people, al-awam, will be getting involved into them, these kind of questions. I mean, can I do umrah while wearing the headset? Can I do nikah while wearing the headset? Can I make love while wearing the headset? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's just going to all kinds of. This is a real thing. It's reality. Um, A'udhu billah. So, what's the limit? Where do we draw the line in advancement in this
You
the
become
reality?
desensitized. I know a brother here, a close friend of mine. He refused to use all types of credit cards. Coming here, he didn't have a choice to use a credit card to hire a car. He hired the car, he paid it off straight away, there and then. But now he uses it for shopping. So I said to him, you're using your credit card
Yeah.
for shopping? He
Mm.
says, no, what happens is you get points, loyalty points, and the loyalty points go for spending otherwhere, but I pay it back straight away. So I was just like, okay. So just then the mindset, I thought, okay, because he's using it in halal way because he's not got a choice, he doesn't have a debit card. But that mindset, the change of shift,
Of course,
right, desensitized towards it.
of course, that's a very good observation.
We sat at home, or we sat 2 o'clock in the morning on our phones. Metaverse is going to hit us more harder than anything before, psychologically.
No doubt, no doubt. I hope as you said, the ulama and the learned people who have knowledge of both sides are going to be involved and spearheading these projects, inshallah, and hopefully guide the ummah towards towards the right path earlier. Because the problem is, again, if we come at the back of the bus, people are already going to be deeply into it, and finally we're going to wake up and giving out the fatwas and so on. We need to really be sensitive to the time and the timing, and the importance of that. So hopefully, inshallah, people will see maybe this video. I know we talked about sunnah currency, we talked about gold and silver, but I think this was a very important point to mention.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
It
I
is
was
linked to
sitting on
investment.
my mind.
I think the way it went from sunnah currency to blockchain to crypto to metaverse, but these are connected. It is the 21st century. We're living in this world. Brothers and sisters who are watching this, I hope that you are benefiting from this. Inshallah, we're going to have some information for you in the description of how you can purchase the sunnah currency, the dirham, the dinar, and how you can invest, inshallah. And keep posted. Brother, if you have anything else that you'd like to share with us, please do so, inshallah. Or we're
No, follow and like. Hit the. I've always hit the like button, hit the description button, and follow and like.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. May Allah bless your project. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This
To
is very, very much needed. And I pray that we revive more sunan such as this, because they're only beneficial. If you look at the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, everything is beneficial. There's barakah, there's khair. And every time you move away from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, problems come. When we say to people, look, you have to follow Quran and sunnah, it's not just in the way you dress, it's not just in the way you groom yourself, but it's in a lifestyle. It's you model yourself according to a prophetic lifestyle, to a divinely revealed system, and it involves all aspects of life. When people use the word sharia, they think only the hudud or the crimes and punishments. No, the sharia has so many different aspects, including health, finances, investments, you name it. It's a lifestyle. It's a constitution of life that inshallah will guide us towards the correct path, towards meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Barakallahu feekum and barakallahu feek ya akhi. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. I hope that we can have you on again and we can discuss more. I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts on cryptocurrency and what's going on, and maybe discussing that if you are involved. A lot of people have questions about that. We don't have enough experts or people who have knowledge of this subject, and that would be something of interest to me, inshallah, and to our viewers. So hopefully you can come back on. Jazakallah khair, akhi.
I
And
mean, Jazakallah
Allah
khair.
bless you. And we'll see you soon again. And we'll see you, brothers and sisters, again. Please check out the description, the link, and purchase your sunnah currency today, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam.